Hey everyone, BDB here. I'm here to talk to you, or try to talk to you at least, about Platinum End Episode 3. Now, with Episode 1 and 2, I had a lot more to talk about each episode because there was parts they didn't do right. There's parts they left out. There's parts where one episode had something that the previous episode should have had. But when it comes to episode 3, they did everything correct from the manga to the anime. Everything was where it was meant to be. They didn't go, right, we know this is at near the end, we'll put it to midway or near the start, we'll have them do this, do that, okay, we're gonna skip over that part and probably put it into episode 4. So I think this, because I was just watching this and going, I don't think that happened. I don't think that happened because I haven't read the second manga for a while, so I actually had to go back through it and went, oh, that's correct, yeah. That's actually right. Wow, they got everything in the right place. I had to go through it to nitpick, to at least pick up one thing that they didn't do right, and I found something, but it's just something so tiny. So we pick up from where we left off. Well, actually just before where we left off, we see again Mirai walking into the school, and then we have Angel swooping down, talking to him, and saying that that person's god candidate is behind you, and then pierce right through. Well, he looks around there, Saki, and then pierced with a red arrow. But of course, that doesn't make any difference. Well, it does, because he's now under her control, but he already loved her, so the feelings are still the same anyway. But he then says it straight out, I like you, I love you, daisuki desu. So of course, she says to him, right, you remember where I live? On the 3rd floor, go up there, wait for me, I'll be back after the opening ceremony. And he flies off, and he goes to her house, waits there for her. So she comes back. So her angel, Revel, asks her to ask questions, arrows, wings. He says, alright, what rank angel does he have? A special rank, he obviously says. And then Revel's asking, are you Metropolitan Man? And he's like, no, bro, I'm not. But Revel's going, now that would be too easy, that would be too convenient, of course. So Revel wants Mirai to protect Saki, because Saki doesn't have wings, so she can't dodge the arrows. So Revel says that they should practice flying. So they touch hands and use the rings around their wrist as a lifeline. And well, they shoot up into the sky. No, they don't do heroin in the sky. No. Fly up into the sky, and Mirai wants to make Saki happy, wants to cheer her up, so it goes beyond the clouds. Shows her Earth, just seeing the islands, the land, everything. And they come back down. When they come back down, Saki gets a notification on her phone about Metropolitan Man. So Revel puts it into Mirai's head about, Saki being in danger, and the happiness of Saki being in danger. And Mirai goes, right, I'll go to Sakura TV for 6 o'clock and be there to take on Metropolitan. Opens the sliding door to go out, and Nase is there, saying, no you won't. So Nase then says, I can't believe you let Saki hit you with a red arrow when you were supposed to hit her with a red arrow. And of course Mirai doesn't mind, and Saki says, you know, don't go. Because Nase was saying, well, you know, you'll have to fight to the death, by the way. Whatever, Metropolitan. Either way, Saki will get wings and the white arrows. Nase then explains that to Rebel that Mirai was already madly in love with Saki, and Rebel's kind of like, what? Seriously? And I do really love the facial animations of the angels anyway. Just Rebel's expression when Nase comes in really close to his face and says, just leave that about Mirai, that he wouldn't hurt her or use a red arrow on her either. Okay? And Rebel's like, ew, personal space. So, since Mirai will now be protecting Saki around the clock, as a love-struck dummy, he's gonna be living there, in that room, with Saki. Saki doesn't mind, so all happy to be there. We see Metropolitan stop a drug dealer stealing a car, possibly, or just driving recklessly anyway. Metropolitan catches him, brings him, shoots him with a red arrow, and he just gives himself up. Right, brilliant, right. Anyway, so we see the guy behind the Metropolitan mask at home, saying he's sick of these small fries, doesn't want it, and he says he's going to be going to hell if you look at all the tabloids. I don't see how you'd be going to hell. Even in the manga, like it shows a little comments and everything saying, oh, he's a loser and everything. I'm going, I don't see how that equals you going to hell instead of becoming God. And so 33 days pass. Mirai is tied up. His Rebel is afraid he may do something once the red arrow's effects are gone. And then Nase says, see, you don't have too much to do anything to her. Mirai says he was happy that Saki hit him with a red arrow because he was able to tell her everything that he felt. And, you know, which is nice, very sweet, but goes on about happiness. And she says she wants to find her own happiness, and he says we'll be happy together. And she said, well, not with you particularly. No. I was just like, oh, feels, brah. Just break his heart right there and everything. I would hope any other rational guy would go, wow. Okay, well, I'm out. They both get vibration on their phone and a notification about Polyman news. Yay, more Metropolitan. And they throw on the news and see that he's sending a videotape, and he's talking about his level 11 enemies, 11 kindred hearts, and he booked out a stadium and he wants to meet them all there and talk everything out. Of course, they all know it's a trap, of course they do, and say it's better off to stay at home and just watch what will happen in the safety of Saki's room instead of going to the stadium. That's not what happens. Of course, by being there, he's got to act like a normal person and not go, oh, you can see the angels, and not react to anything that's going to be used by any other god candidates. And of course, there is god candidates that show up as Metropolitan falls from the sky and bam, right into the baseball stadium. And then Metro Blue and Yellow show up. And they get ready to use the red arrow, and this is the part where something should have been shown but it wasn't. So early on in the stadium, we do get sent back to where Nesse and Revel are. Back in Saki's room, they're watching it, and just when Metro Blue shoots the red arrow, or just before he does, in the manga we're showing them, you know, Nase saying why doesn't he just fly away, and Revel says, well, that's more likely not the real one. No, we're not showing that in the anime. It's not a big thing. That's what I had to nitpick for something small and tiny. For something so chisai. So, yeah. And it ends with the red arrow not piercing Mr. Polyman. Oh my, why is that? Could it be because Mr. Polyman already has a red arrow in him? But who would do it? And why would he let himself get hit with a red arrow? Or is it because that's not the real Metro Polyman? And if that's true, then where is the real Metro Polyman? And who is the person inside that suit? All these questions and so many answers, unless you've read the manga, so there's no questions and no answers. But yes, this episode so far was the best in that it literally followed the manga the whole way down to the end, besides my little nitpick part. So yeah, very good. Man, it sucks. It looks like I won. I'd rather it was better. I'd rather it was good than me having a lot that I can complain about. Even though that makes for a more interesting and better video when I can nitpick and go, oh, this should have been there, that should have been there, and then I have stuff more that I can say about it. But this episode was the best out of the 3 episodes so far. They've done everything right. They had everything in place. Yeah. I'm looking forward to episode 4, especially if you know what's happening, especially if you know what's going to happen next. Are they going to show that scene with the kid? Yeah, there's a kid here. I'm very intrigued to see what happens. I can pretty much guess. So episode 4 is going to end with a new participant coming in. But so looking forward to episode 4. That's the episode I hope they don't mess up anyway as well. Yeah, definitely very good. Looks like if an episode is messed up and everything, there's a lot more to go at, isn't there? Anyway, that's it from me. Oh. Let me know what you thought of episode 3. You know, do you think it was good? It went with the manga material, source material, so... But what didn't you like about it? What do you think, you know, maybe you found something smaller in the manga that should have been in the episode? Let me know down in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button as well, please. It really does help. That's it from me, BDB. I will see you later.